Hello, good evening, everybody, and welcome to GEG APAC 8.0. So, I'm here today to present something which would be useful for all teachers, and I hope there is a lot of takeaway that you have from this particular session. I want to thank Nate. And of course, the others who've joined in the session. Nate, of course, is the leader for GEG Nagoya, who is instrumental in organizing the GEG APAC sessions in English. And a huge shout out to him for doing a fantastic job curating the sessions and coming up with the fantastic ideas that he always does. So, thank you, Nate, for encouraging us and motivating us to do these sessions. And I hope we get more presenters in the upcoming years when we have the GEG APAC weekend once again. All right, so moving on, I'm going to quickly share my screen. Right. So this is basically what we're going to be discussing today. Your time as valuable teacher efficiency tools. We have all known a lot of tools which have helped us during the lockdown and when we were having these online sessions. But I also feel that we need to utilize these tools in the sessions that we are having in classes these days. We've all gone back to the offline mode, but we do realize the importance of these tools, which have actually helped us, not just the teachers, but as well as the students. So let's see what we have for today. So, a bit about myself. Well, I have been teaching at DPS Archipuram for about 19 years now. And I happen to be an alumnus of DPS Archipuram. I've done my master's from Delhi University and I pursued my MPhil in English. My thesis, of course, is available on Amazon in case anyone's interested in reading that. I do have a Bachelor of Education as well. Uh, well, recently, I would say I have been involved in a lot of projects, especially becoming a CBSE master trainer for competency based education. And I've also been an active member at All India Educators Forum, which has teachers, from all over the country, from all over India. And of course, I had the privilege of being a founder and leader of GEG Kolkata. And I must think of the times when I actually took part in the GEG APAC session, which was actually organized by Nate. And that's the time, I got involved, and that's how GEG Kolkata came up. So thank you for that. And of course, in the process, I've tried to do a couple of these trainings, one of them being the certified Google educator. And of course, the passion to teach is something which I feel is essential. Everything else falls in place, be it technology, be it the hybrid mode, or trying to mix the two. And of course, if you feel like getting in touch with me, that's my email ID. I'm going to be sharing this a little later in the session, so you'll have access to everything. The GEG Kolkata website, you can just Google search it. I'm also on Twitter, well, which is called X at the moment. So my X handle is at GEG Kolkata India. So you can follow me and you can get more updates on what's basically been happening. So moving on. What is this session going to be about? It's going to be about some ideas which I feel teachers need, teachers of English or teachers in general. I know there are a lot of teachers out there who are watching the session, teachers in the making, I'd say. And of course, they also need these tools to help their students become better learners. And we will just find out how to use these tools, which would not just help the teachers but also be a big help to the students. Because at the end of the day, what is it that we're focusing on? We're focusing on the 21st century skills, which need to be something that we need to empower our students with. So moving on, this is the first tool I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to quickly check in on YouTube in case there are any more messages. Yeah, I see a message from Nathan. And of course, Nathan, thank you for always being there. And yeah, so moving on. So Google Keep is something that I feel is a must have for all teachers, and I'll tell you exactly why. This screenshot, of course, is from my mobile. As you can see, I also have a Big Basket app, which is where you order groceries from. So, along with that, we also have the Google Keep app. Now, why is it important for teachers, and especially teachers of English? Is because we are always on the lookout for, a good passage, or a good poem, or sometimes it could be just a notice or a poster which we see somewhere, and we sort of click a picture or a photograph, and we sort of would like to use that as as an exercise in class. So how do we go about it? So if you have the Google Keep app on the phone, on your mobile, that's like the best thing to have. So I'm going to quickly take you through how to use this app. I feel this is a very user friendly app. You don't have to really think much. All you need to do is you just need to download Google Keep onto your mobile phone. And then the next thing that you do is, um, well, you have the option of either taking a photo, like directly click a picture and it gets added to the Google Keep app, or you are choosing an image, and an image which is basically stored on the phone. So as you can see, I basically clicked a picture from a magazine. I was reading it, and I really liked this particular passage which had a lot of information which I felt could be used as a comprehension passage. So what did I do? I clicked a picture and kept it safe, and then I used my Google Keep to use this image to, well, get the text. Now let me show you what you need to do. So once you have this picture, then what you do is either you can add a title. I've circled this here. You can easily add a title, just to kind of keep in mind what is it that you are saving up. This can be saved also. There are a lot of tools to do that. Now once you have this picture which you have uploaded from your gallery onto your Google Keep app, what do you need to do? You just need to click on the picture, like just sort of click on the picture, and then you will find, on the right top hand corner, there are three dots. When you click on that, you have a text prompt which tells you grab image text. So the minute you click on grab image text, this is what you get. So as you can see, this was just a photograph, right? And once you have clicked on grab image text, this is what you get. So the entire document, the writing, or the text, the content matter which was there in the picture, that gets transferred into writing. And then this is very simple. What you need to do is you can directly mail this to yourself, or you can just simply copy paste it from here, and you can put it anywhere. And this becomes a very, very useful tool for any teacher anywhere in the world, because you have access to every kind of data, even if it happens to be like a reference textbook, which you cannot issue from the library. All you need to do is click a picture, and the minute you grab an image and you grab the image text, you automatically get everything in the written format. And this becomes so useful for teachers of English especially, because we use these passages as a comprehension passage, and then you can draft your questions which are based on that. I'm going to quickly check if there's any comment or question. All right, moving on. Then I'd like to quickly discuss the collaborative tools which I feel are essential in today's day and times. Of course, Google Docs and Slides. I mean, I cannot tell you the importance of these two, because when we are giving students project work, and you know that even now we have students, even for English, who have to make the practical files. Now, how do you know that they are going on the right track? So you can simply use something like a Google Doc to perhaps create a table where you have the names of the students, and the different kind of the work allocation that's basically been given to them. This is of course something which is accessible to all students, and once they have access to that, they automatically know who's in charge of what. And then the work also goes in a step by step manner. I recommend students to use Google Slides, and sometimes what I do is, when I have my teams or my groups divided, I allocate a certain slide to a particular group, and then I am kind of I'm trying to see what each group member is contributing, because the minute they're adding something to the slide, I'm able to also access it, and I'm able to see exactly who's put in what. And with the help of the history, who's done what kind of work. This I feel is again very essential and very helpful, because from the comfort of their homes, they're all kind of logging in whenever it's convenient for them, and adding on to the project or the project file or the practical, whatever it is that they're working on together as a team. And what they need to then do is that once it's kind of shaping up or taking some kind of a shape, that's when I as a teacher can access it. And that's the advantage that I have, that I don't have to physically be in school to sort of monitor what's basically happening. I can do it when I'm traveling to work, or perhaps when I'm just about to go to sleep and I just want to check what they've been up to. I can quickly see in the slides the kind of work that's basically been done, and then I can, of course, add a comment. I can quickly show that to you, just a second. So this is like a blank presentation where the students can, of course, work on. And as you can see, there's an option for adding a comment. So the minute I, as a teacher, add a comment, the student for whom the comment is meant for immediately gets a pop-up. And this is very helpful. I'm quickly going to see what Nate is saying. So Nate says, I use Google Keep regularly. Great tool. I honestly don't collaborate as much with it, but it is useful for collaboration for sure. Yes, Nate, absolutely. I feel it's a very helpful app, and it really helps teachers, and of course it really helps to get things moving for sure. All right, coming back, so like I said, I can easily leave a comment for a student, for him to figure out what is it that he needs to add, or what is it that he needs to do. And you see, this is visible for everybody. So in a group there might be students who are not very good with perhaps presenting their thoughts and ideas. So maybe someone else in the group could help them or aid or assist them, and help them understand that, okay, this is exactly what the teacher is trying to say, and perhaps if this is the way you kind of work out, things will fall in place. So I feel this is very helpful. And of course, there are so many aspects to this, that one just needs to just take a little bit of time and sit down, and you'll find that literally the world is on your fingertips. All right, moving on, I'm coming back to my main slide. So from Google Docs and Slides, I come to Google Meet. Now, why do I say that Google Meet is essential? Is because as part of the English practical work, the practical project, we encourage students to interview people, and they interview people, and thanks to technology, now they can interview somebody who's perhaps sitting in Japan or maybe in Canada or Australia for that matter. So the good thing is that you can interview anyone, and that is where you have to tell the students that Google Meet is like the perfect app to invite a guest online, and ask them questions, take the interview. And thanks to the recording facility that's of course available, you can record the meet, and even have the transcript, which can be then attached to the project or the practical file. So the Google Docs, Slide, and Google Meet, as you can see, these are all collaborative tools. The students need to actually use all of them. And I feel as teachers, if we can just guide them, like with very basic, basic tips and tricks on how to use a Google Doc or a Google Slide, or, how to get onto a Google Meet, I think they are smart enough to pick up. And you will find that they are actually able to use these tools to their advantage, because they're able to make a fantastic thing for themselves in terms of project. And the best part for us as teachers is that you can keep a track on what's happening. And with Google Meet, they can even use the screenshot option and screenshot and have those photographs as evidence, which has to be part of a practical file. That brings me next to Book Creator. And for this, I have to give credit to Nate, because I'm actually going to be using something which belongs to Nate. All right, I'll just show you quickly. So uh, this is actually a session which was conducted by Nate It's Student and Teacher Creativity with Book Creator. I'm going to be sharing this link with all of you. And why I have asked you to go through this is because this is, I feel, a very comprehensive approach to understanding what Book Creator is. And this will help students. I'm going to show you a little bit. It's on mute, but you'll be able to see Nate and how he is explaining to us in beautiful detail on how to go about introducing Book Creator to students, and how it's user friendly, and not just teachers, but how students can also make the most of it. And that's Nate right there, and he's explaining this to all of you. So I thought, instead of going into a lot of detail about a Book Creator, I'm going to simply share this link with all of you, because this has everything. And as you can see, this is something that Nate had done in the GG APAC Weekend 6.0. Yes, absolutely, Nate. And the videos that Nate usually comes up with, they are absolutely fascinating. And you should subscribe to his channel, Nathan Gildart and GEG Nagoya, because he has a lot of tools and helpful videos which are going to help students and teachers to create something which is absolutely magical. All right, so moving back to my main presentation, uh, I'm going to, of course, send these links to you a little later. So after Book Creator, the next thing that we go on to is teacher efficiency tools. Now, again, you realize that this is something which is going to be of importance, not just for the teachers but also for the students, because I feel YouTube is one place where you can create a lot of content, and you can also guide students on how you can use that content in a very effective manner, which will help them with their projects, with their homework, with their creativity. And like they say, there's no stopping. So step by step, as you can see from the previous Google Docs slides, Google Meet, Book Creator, we move on to YouTube. And this will also give them a voice, allowing them to express themselves and create fantastic content. And again, for this, I'll have to thank Nathan, because I have picked up something that he's just done yesterday for the GEG APAC Weekend 8.0. Right. So let me show you. This is something that he has just done yesterday.
And ways that you can save stuff.
That's Nate.
And
So right. So this again, why am I giving you this particular link, is because he has very comprehensively touched upon all the elements of YouTube and what to do and how to go about it. And the title of this video is Using YouTube Better. And if Nate was here, I would have asked Nate to kind of quickly join in and show us all the crazy things attached to YouTube, and how you can just make so much of fantastic content with the help of YouTube. So I'm going to be sharing this again with all of you a little later. So you'll have to keep watching the session, because there's a lot of good content coming your way. So you don't need to search on Google or YouTube. I'm going to provide you with the links, and you just need to watch it well on YouTube, and you will have the access to the resources. And please share them ahead. A good teacher is somebody who also empowers their students and ensures that they're also on the same track. All right, so moving back to my tab. Right. So after YouTube, the next thing that I come to is Google Forms. Yes, that's true. So many innovative ways, Nate. Thank you. And thank you so much for doing the session, because this is actually helping me create this particular session, where I'm able to share with the audience what are the tools which they can effectively use, not just for themselves but for their students as well. The next thing that I come to is Google Forms. Now, why am I putting this under teacher efficiency tools? Is simply because it's not just a tool which is helpful for teachers, but it is something which is also helpful to to the students as well. So as a teacher, we are meant to create these Google forms, be it for a quiz, or be it for any kind of research work that we might just undertake, right? And the same thing applies to the students, because you need to guide the children as to how they can use Google forms and make their project work a lot more authentic and substantial. So let me give you an example. So for again, I'm going back to the practical file aspect, which we have for class 11th and 12th in English in the CBSE curriculum. So we are asking them to pick up a couple of tools, and one of them happens to be research. Like, you have to do a little bit of research, and depending on the topic that they have chosen. So once they have a particular theme, they decide that okay, they're going to do it on a particular topic, say for example women empowerment. Now, how does the Google form come into the picture? They need to, of course, collect data. It's going to be based on the data that is available to them on the internet. That, of course, is something that they can take, and of course acknowledge the fact that they have taken all this content from the internet. Along with that, they also need to create their own content. They need to, of course, create a Google form, and with the relevant questions. Again, they're supposed to keep it very short and sweet, not get too huge in their interaction with the audience. It has to be short and sweet, maybe say about 5 to 6 questions, or maybe about 7 to 8 questions, which are relevant to the theme that they have picked up. And once they have these questions, they need to then circulate this form, which goes to, well, all and sundry. And the best way to encourage participation is to not just have their peer groups involved, but also getting the parents involved, the friends, extended family, because it's important for the children to understand that when they're doing any kind of research, you're not just focusing on one aspect. You're not just focusing on, say, just the student community only. It has to be adults also, because their perspective, their experience is going to be very different. So you find that the students are able to understand what they have chosen in terms of research work better if they're able to share the Google form with adults. And once they get a response from the adults, you'll find that the research that they have done and the data that they've managed to collect is again going to be very helpful to them. So I feel, as teachers, we need to again empower them to use these tools. And as you can see, we have gone through so many of them. And the reason I'm not going into too much detail is because every tool requires like an extended time of discussion, where each and every aspect is basically being used. So this session is to help you and empower you, so that through these links you can, not just empower yourselves but also empower your students, so that they are able to create content which is not just authentic, reliable, but it's also going to help them create the project. So at the end of the day, it's how they are creating all this with the help of the tools that are available to them. So I really feel that as teachers, if we are able to give them access to these tools and also encourage them that they should be on a day-to-day basis using these tools, you will find that all the 21st century skills that we're all as teachers focusing on, critical thinking, creative thinking, and of course technical skills that they need to have, is something that gets developed. And you see how beautifully they're able to do things all by themselves. And as teachers, we just feel proud about the fact that they're doing a fantastic job. So for the Google forms, I have well, this has an advertisement. All right. So I'll just mute this and go forward. Perhaps I'll be able to show you. So yeah, maybe I'll be able to skip this. So this is something that I had worked on. This is Let's Make Life Easier and Exciting with Google Forms. And this is a link that I will be sharing, because this particular video on YouTube that's there, which is going to actually help, get everybody understand how to go about Google Forms. This was very helpful even for English teachers, because, I had kind of curated the content, keeping the English teachers in mind. So this is again another link that I will be sharing with all of you. So coming back, right? So quickly, let me see if Nathan has any great ideas. Yeah, thank you. So, all right. So, moving, I'm just going to quickly go back to what we had discussed. Just a quick recap. Why Google Keep is a must-have tool for teachers, because you can click a picture and you can get get the text matter, which can be used to create questions, to create a quiz, to create a worksheet. Anything is, like they say, anything and everything under the sun. Because earlier, if you remember, us as English teachers, we would have to physically type out each and every comprehension passage that we would get, and we would get these really lengthy ones. So this is like, a godsend for us. So, God bless Google Keep. And then of course, the convenience with which you can not just share that data, but also use it in maybe, in different ways. You can share it with yourself. You can even save it on Google Keep. And Google Keep also helps you to keep perhaps your to do notes. I always kind of have this huge list of things, and then you can kind of tick mark the things that are done. So as teachers, we really need to have that. I think earlier all of us would have like the small black notebook. I still do, but I think sometimes what happens is you forget the notebook. So if I've managed to forget the notebook at home, and I'm like, oh, what do I do? So that's where these digital tools come in handy. So if I have everything on Google Keep, that is something that can be accessed from anywhere. And personally, I feel that if you have everything in the digital mode, it's really really helpful. And of course, like I said, collaborative tools like Docs, Slides, Google Meet, and Book Creator. How this is not just going to help your students, but also help you to kind of get them to do a project in a more creative manner, is something that I feel all of us should, gear towards. And of course, Book Creator, the link I'll be sharing, this was something that Nate had worked on. Beautiful, beautiful content, which will just help you get Book Creator into perspective. And you'll find that it's, just watch the video and you'll see how easy it is and how user friendly it is. It'll just take you seconds to pick up, and you'll find yourself actually encouraging your students to pick up Book Creator and do it in the classroom. Of course, another advantage of Book Creator is for all those who are creating, magazines, or journals, or any kind of publishing, which is basically done. Book Creator is like, really helpful in getting all that content together, because there's so much of creativity that you can use. And the best part about students is like, when you share something with them, you'll find that how they take it a step ahead of you, and you'll find the things that you never thought of, they actually innovate and come up with something absolutely brilliant. And finally, how to use YouTube a little more effectively and better. Another link which I'll be sharing, which was done by Nate just yesterday. And of course, Google Forms is something that I had worked on, content that I had created for, I think, one of the sessions a few years back. So I think that would just be good enough to get you started. And let's just say that the digital tools that we have at this point of time are the ones which are going to be effective, are the ones which are going to be essential. And remember that our students are getting better and better with technology, and they're equipping themselves with newest and the latest things. So I feel we as teachers should also be updated with what's happening around us, and also help our students get a hang of these things. With that, I come to the end of this session. I know I've kept it short and sweet, but I just wanted to get some ideas out. And I'm going to just stop sharing my screen and yeah, get back to the main screen. And yeah, it's surely, yes. We are going to share this with you shortly. I have all these links with me. I think I'm just going to quickly take a moment and share it while the audience is right there. In the meantime, I'd also like to say that we would like a little more, encouragement in terms of, not just encouragement. We would like more people to kind of join in to present sessions, be it for the GG APAC or otherwise as well. And I feel that's essential, because I think Nate would agree with me on this, that for the GG APAC weekend this time, we didn't really have too many presenters, and I think that's something we need to work together as a team and ensure that everybody is on the same page, And when it comes to helping within the community, these are the ways that we can go ahead and help. And even if it's not just about digital tools, it could even be your expertise in certain areas which can be incorporated in these sessions. And perhaps we are going to get back to you regarding a feedback that we can perhaps send out regarding what is it that needs to be done, or what is it that we can do so that the presenters that we have for the GEG APAC sessions and sessions otherwise, we have a better turnout. And yes, so I have shared these three links with all of you. And I really hope that this would be helpful in understanding, and it'll just kind of empower you with these tools which you can share with your students, and then finally we can collaborate and come up with something absolutely great. So with that, I'm going to say bye bye, and thank you so much for joining in. I know some of you might just be watching this a little later, but thank you to all those who have joined live, and thank you, Nate, for joining in, and Minakshi for joining in, and great to see you. And all right, so here's me saying bye bye, and have a good year.